This steep, high-altitude gravel pass is situated between the N9 tarred route and the village of New Bethesda, where artist Helen Martins turned her Karoo home into a fantastical landscape with concrete and ground glass sculptures of owls, camels and angels. The town was established in 1875 and is dominated by the peak known as Kompasberg, which is the sixth highest mountain in the Eastern Cape and forms part of the Sneeuwberg Range. The town is very secluded and as such has become something of a retreat for artists, writers and crafters. We filmed this pass from west to east. If you wish to drive this beautiful isolated pass from this direction, head north out of New Bethesda on the eastern side of the Gats River. There are 4 roads leading in and out of the village. The main tarred road is via the Rubichkloof Pass, whilst the other 2 approach from the northwest and northeast respectively. It's a little tricky finding the road, but a local will happily point you in the right direction. The road initially brings you to the crossing of the Wilgerbosrivier, which is a tributary of the Gatsrivier, the main water supply to New Bethesda. The road ascends past the Patrijsfontein farmstead and skirts a big 3-peak mountain to the north of the village in a clockwise direction through a long and wide turn of 170 degrees as it ascends towards the high plateau. This road winds its way along the contours of the mountain as it heads into the east. Remain on this road for 15 kilometers to arrive at the western start of the pass. The pass rises from 1,491 meters to 1,703 over a distance of 6.24 kilometers, providing an average gradient of 1 in 33, with the steepest parts being just before the summit at 1 in 6. On the day of filming, the neck was immersed in thick white cloud with a strong icy wind blowing. The summit is sometimes under snow during winter. The dominant peak to the right has an altitude of 1,071 meters, whilst the one to the north is a little further away and has a summit of 1,833 meters. After 1.5 kilometers, the road bends abruptly to the right and climbs steeply towards the summit. As the Witnek itself is crested, a magnificent view opens up to the east, and if the weather is good, this is a perfect spot to stand in the immense silence and enjoy the vast Karoo landscape displayed like a giant painting before you. From the summit, the road descends at an easier gradient and soon enters a sharp right-hand bend, then crosses a small stream and switches through another 90-degree bend to the left. After a few hundred meters, a very sharp horseshoe bend to the right must be negotiated, which is to clear a small side ravine. The road continues in a southeasterly direction and begins leveling off towards the end of the pass. The village of New Bethesda is a truly unique village. This is where all the gravel roads end. It's the culminating point in this region, and it's often referred to as the best-kept secret of the Central Karoo. The village has become a gathering place for artists, poets, writers and creative people. It's a timeless place where the streets are unpaved and unlit and devoid of crime. It's the most famous for its owl house, the home of artist Helen Martins, who was born and died in this village. Much of the town's current success can be attributed to her fame, and today locals manufacture replica owls for tourists to purchase. The route and others around the town are officially labelled as the Owl Route. An eternal spring bubbles on the plateau just above the village. Its water rises up from the village to flow downhill and through the village's network of furrows, one of the last working furrow systems still operating daily. The burbling sound of the water is a fitting soundtrack to the serene pace of life in the small village, where the streets remain untarred and the locals greet visitors like friends. In this fertile valley lies a village waiting to enchant and beguile. Night skies are clear, velvety and unforgettable, and the air is crisp and enlivening. Ancient pear trees and quince hedges edge the roads and fields, and even though the village has no street lights, it's a safe place to walk at any time of the day or night. Continue on this road for a further 3 kilometers to arrive at the tarred N9.